My 23 female mom wants to forgive my best friend knowing she betrayed me. Original post. My 23 female friend, Molly, same age, was like a sister to me. We have known each other since we were 4. We were partners in crime. We knew everything about each other. We even decided to become each other's kids' godmother. When I was 17, I started dating a guy from my neighborhood, Lucas. He was also my father's friend's son. That's how we met. I had a crush on him since I was 15. Molly knew about it. In fact, she was the one who insisted that I talk to him. She encouraged me to ask him out. I did. We started dating at 17. Everything was good. I thought I found my soulmate. But I noticed something different when we were on our 4th year of the relationship. He acted kind of distant. I thought the pressure from the university is stressing him out. I tried to cheer him up and tried to be intimate, but he would just brush it off. At one time, I accidentally looked at his phone while I was trying to make a call. I came across hundreds of messages between him and M. They also sent each other nudes. I felt really disgusted. I couldn't confront him because I knew he would deny it. Then one day I went to his house to surprise him. There I saw M and L almost naked on the couch. They were probably in the middle of foreplay when I walked in. They were both shocked to see me as if they saw a ghost. I cannot explain the rage I was feeling. I felt like I am about to faint. Instead, I went out. They both tried to chase me down with the classic, "It's not what it looks like." Oh, really? You guys are naked, cuddling, and eating each other's faces. I wonder what it is. I was thankfully with my sister who saw me coming. I told her to take me home. There I cried with my sisters. I have 2. I told them everything and they were really empathetic. They asked me if I had screenshots. I told them yes. They told me to keep it and also told me to message him and my friend that we were done. I did as they told me. According to my sister's advice, I told all of her mutual friends about it. It was chaos. I was broken and devastated. I would cry all day and not eat. I was betrayed by my best friend and the love of my life. But somehow betrayal from him really hurt the most. After digging up and the drama that transpired, I got to know how disgusting and vile L was. I cannot list everything here because of the word limit. I came to the realization that he had so many red flags that I ignored. That kind of helped me to heal. L also came to my house a few times, but my sister told him he keeps bothering us. She will call the cops. My father knew about all this and was very supportive. I didn't want him to stop his friendship with L's dad, but L cannot be in our house anymore. I will not be in the same room as him. It took me a while, but I healed. I did lose a lot of friends because some of them took M's side and have 2 good friends who actually helped me. Plus, I was very thankful to have 2 amazing sisters. I went out with my friends, started working out. Even some forums helped me. I stayed away from dating for a year. I am currently happy in a relationship with someone. I thought I left the whole thing behind me, but my mom keeps insisting to forgive M. You see, M's mom and my mom are really good friends. After I told my mom about M's betrayal, she was supportive but also sad that she might have to stop talking to her friend. I told her not to. Regardless of what M did, her mom is very sweet. She even apologized on her behalf. I was never rude to her when she came home, but M is also not allowed in her house. Now my mom thinks I should forgive her. She always says to M's mom that they wish things went back to the way that they were. My mom kept pushing that I should forgive her and not ruin her friendship over a stupid boy. I mean, why should I? She knows I hate people who betray and cheat. Yet she did it behind my back. She claims just because I'm in a relationship I should just forget, otherwise I will become a bitter person. My sisters are on my side. My father says the decision is up to me. I don't know what I will do. Yes, I do miss what M and I had, but I still haven't forgiven her for what she did. It just hurts knowing my mom wants me to forgive after knowing everything that has happened. Just to add more context. 1. M and L hooked up on her birthday when she broke up with her ex. She did tell me she is sorry and things just happened. She was lonely and he was there to comfort her. 2. In case you were wondering what L did and why he had red flags, is because he criticized me a lot. It was either about my looks or my ambitions. I once told him I want to write a book and he mocked me. I brushed it off since he had a dark sense of humor. 3. L kept a spreadsheet of all the girls we knew in our circle, even at his university. He would rate them based on their looks. It was shared among his friends. Yes, I was on that list too, and it made me really insecure. 4. Some of my and M's mutual friends knew about their affair but kept it away from me. That's why I cut a whole lot of them off. Now for the top of the comments before reading the update. The decision is really yours. All I can comment is, if I were in your shoes, I don't think I could be friends with someone who used their own hurt to hurt me. She was sad and lonely. Why couldn't she call you? It continued. You can end as acquaintances at best because most likely you'll bump into her if your moms are still friends. I would not get close to her again. She didn't respect or love you enough after years of friendship. What's changed? Honestly, who needs enemies with friends like that? Ask your mom what she would do if her good friend slept with your dad. If she pulls the "that's different, we're married" card, tell her the feeling of betrayal and hurt isn't different. You may not care about the dude anymore. That doesn't erase what your friend did. Don't feel guilted into taking back a person who hurt you unless you really want that friendship back. My sister did ask her, but she got mad instead. A lot has happened since then. I am thinking about posting an update. Now for the update. Update. A few days ago when I posted this on my main, many people asked for an update, so here it is. I know I cannot allow M in my life no matter what mom says, but something weird happened that I had to post an update. This is going to be long. So I went home this week. My older sister was already there. She told me my mom wanted to invite M and her mom into her house. My dad refused because he doesn't want to betray me. I was angry at mom for how she could do that to me. We all sat down. I told my mom how it felt to be betrayed by my friend. I told her that I am not asking her to stop seeing M's mom, but she should just stop forcing me to be friends with her. It's not going to happen. Even if I forgive her, I will not be her friend. She will not be welcomed in our house. She got mad and said we should learn to let go of the past. I also asked her, what if M's mom had an affair with dad and you walked in on them while they were doing it? I expected her to be mad, but her expression was shocking. I don't know how to describe it. It is as if I predicted something. My dad stepped in and said, you should tell her now. She is old enough now. Then I heard the entire history of mom, dad, and M's mom. M's mom was a serial cheater. She cheated on her ex-husband with multiple men. My mom didn't know. She did have hints but never confronted her. Apparently she got pregnant with AP's baby and tried to pass it on as M's father. But M's father was smart. He did a DNA test on the baby, M's half-brother, and the truth came out. My mom did berate her for that, but M's mom was very remorseful. She begged and pleaded with her husband to stay, but her husband didn't. I looked that dude up on social media and he is filthy rich, probably Batman kind of rich, without all the gadgets. He hired a lawyer and also had a prenup. M's mom didn't get a single dime for alimony, but he did pay child support for a while. He didn't want the custody because M technically knew about her mother's affair but didn't say anything. M was 7 when it happened. She would always talk about her dad, number 2. I never knew. Probably because I thought that she was talking about her uncle or something. M's dad only got the visitation which he wanted, but M stopped going when she turned 15. My mom helped her to get back on her feet because she was broke and M's child support only supports her only and not the entire family. 3 years after the divorce, M's dad got married again to someone younger than M's mom. I also dug up his name and saw that he was happy with his new family. So the day he got married, M's mom went into deep depression. She was very much drunk and that bitch tried to make her move on my dad. My dad pushed her away. My dad told my mom that, but she denied everything like that had happened until M's mom called and apologized for her behavior. She forgave her, but according to my dad and older sister, she would still make excuses to get closer to dad. My sister spent their time keeping her away from my dad. Dad never liked her for what she did. Her husband was my dad's business partner at the time. Dad only tolerated her for mom and my sake. So back to our conversation. I looked at my mom and she told me that it was different because my dad never had an affair. I asked if she would have forgiven her if the affair happened. She was silent. I asked her to give me an actual reason why she thinks I should forgive M. Then she told me the truth. M's mom had been sort of blackmailing Mom to cut off contact with her. My mom doesn't have many friends in town. M's mom was her best friend. According to her logic, she cannot be in a house where her daughter is not invited. Also, I was mentioned in one of the comments my mom had a miscarriage when I was 4 years old. M's mom helped her a lot during that time. When my mom was jaded, she would clean her house and bring M, and that's how we became friends, LOL. My mom pretty much saw M as her fourth child. She was probably trying to fill the space after her miscarriage left, so losing M felt like losing her baby again. That's why she wants us to reconcile. Not because of M, but also because she is afraid her friendship will come to an end. I was very upset by it, but I understood her. I told her M's mom is welcome here anytime, though I have no respect for her now. But M will not set foot in this house, and told her to get therapy because she had a very unhealthy attachment to M. I was conflicted. I was disappointed in M's mom. She seems like a really nice lady. When Elle cheated on me, I remember crying to her. She consoled me and felt genuinely sorry. So I did something out of the blue. I texted M's mom that I want to meet her alone. We went to a public place. My sister knew. She told me to record the conversation. It is not illegal here, so I met her. I told her everything my mom told me. I also told her that she is welcome in our house, but she cannot bring M. She didn't try to argue. She told me that she should have known. She never wanted her daughter to become like her. Her infidelity has made her life hell. M could have had a beautiful childhood if she never cheated on her husband. Her husband was a great guy. She still feels guilty about doing this to him. She wishes she could go back in time and undo her mistake. I said that even though I don't have the same amount of respect for her, I don't mind having her around. My family is okay with that. The woman started crying. She finally spilled the beans after a year. She told me that she knew about M and L. She knew L was cheating on me with M. She told her daughter to stop it, but M said she is only FWB with L, and they will stop in a few weeks. Her mother told her that if she continues this, then she better conceal it properly. She only allowed this because she knew her daughter had an obsession with L. She thought it would help M to get this obsession out of her system. I was fuming. I wanted to yell, but I kept my cool. She knew this entire time and not once she mentioned it. I asked her about her flirting with my dad. That's when she showed me what a snake she truly is. I pressed her and she berated her for trying to destroy my mom's marriage. Once she had enough, she yelled that my mom doesn't deserve any of this. She's a very lame and boring. She was only friends with her because she pitied her. My mom comes from a poor household. She doesn't have much education. She went to a very underfunded college, but M's mom went to a prestigious college. She is not even at M's mom's level. She said my dad doesn't deserve a street rat like her. I wanted to leave, but I wanted to take everything on the recording. But I had enough. I told her, more or less yelled at her, that she is not welcome in our house. She is a liar and a cheater, and so is her daughter. I cannot believe this woman. She has been manipulating my mom all this time. As soon as I got home, I told my mom everything about this. My mom refused to believe her friend would say anything like that. My sister, who is a freaking genius, played the audio. I now understand why she told me to record. After hearing the entire thing, she grabbed her phone and called her. She yelled. I could hear words like slut, whore in my native language. She said that if she sees her again, she will rip her eyes out. It was kind of shocking. 1 minute she was praising her, and then she was yelling. But moreover, I am happy she cut off all the toxicity. I feel bad for Mom. I can relate because we both lost our close friends. We sat down and chatted. She told me how being a single at-home mom was difficult for her to make friends with. M was her close friend. She always looked up to her because she was really popular in our community. She wanted to be like her. My dad always disliked that. My mom also told me that she is sorry, that she was selfish. She enabled her so far that she hurt her own daughter. She feels guilty. I understand her. My dad said that she is putting her on therapy because she clearly has some trauma from her miscarriage and also from her childhood. I told her that she can still make great friends. She cut off all her friends for M's mom. I told her to try and reconnect with them. I'm also going to spend some time with her so that she doesn't feel alone. All of this drama has made me realize I have a great dad. I have a newfound respect for him, even when he was vulnerable. He never gave in to M's mother's flirting. He helped my mom when she had a C-section with me. He understands that being a stay-at-home mom is difficult. He loves her regardless. Many people speculated if my mom is a cheater or not. Well, let me clarify, it is not the case. She is very loyal to my dad. She was the oldest of 7 siblings, and she had to keep her family together at all costs. Hence, her pressure to me for forgiving M. Also, as for my ex, he texted me on my birthday last month. He wished me a happy birthday and said that he was sorry for what he did. He also said that M is a great girlfriend who helped him after a breakup and helped him heal. There was like an entire paragraph of him praising M, and to quote him, "I do not regret loving you. It is because of you I learned how to love. That's why I am able to become such a good partner to M. I hope someday you will find somebody good enough for you. I wish you all the best." What a clown. I showed this to my boyfriend. He laughed and said, "I guess his wish has come true. I do not care if they ever marry or have like 100 babies. I am done with them." Someone pointed out that they did a huge favor because they were both trash and deserve each other. It's true. At least they won't be wasting other people's time with their toxicity. As for me, I'm doing fine. I'm planning a trip with my boyfriend and friends after my finals. And thanks to all of you who messaged me and commented. Also, I don't know if this counts as karma, but M got into a fight with one of her friends. She knew about the affair. My friend went to a party this week. She told me M and a friend of hers had a fight. Apparently that friend accused her of stealing her boyfriend. According to my friend, they were not doing anything other than chatting. The girl came on to M and said, "Well, I should have known, given your history as a man stealer." This is now her reputation. Even if she tried to say she wasn't flirting, no one was buying it, LOL. Story 2. My mother-in-law's ex-boss decided to make her funeral all about him. My mother-in-law passed last Christmas Eve. Sadly, she has been battling cancer and was in remission. She took a fall and broke her pelvis. She had internal blood, and doctors didn't know it, so that's how she passed. It was so sudden when we got the news, my husband and I were scrambling to find a way up there because we lived across the country and our only vehicle was a super old pickup that shit itself before this happened. Because of this, we weren't able to be part of the funeral planning, but thankfully made it up there the day before with the help of his best friend. The viewing and the funeral were the same day, so as we walked into the funeral home, my husband noticed her ex-boss. We'll call him Greg because his name, IDGAF, if he sees this. "Hi Greg, you're a giant dick." Some info about her ex-boss. He was a giant piece of shit. She worked with him for the county and paid bills for different social service organizations and was the go-between for CPS. This man was so clueless and she hated him with a passion. He would call her his work wife, much to her chagrin, and joke that he couldn't do anything without her, and he couldn't. She was doing both her and his job. She even built the database that the entire county uses to track all the money spent on the various bills. Side note from my husband, yet she couldn't work the remote. Love you, Mom, but you couldn't. After she left, the secretary that replaced her ended up getting Greg fired because she quickly found out that he couldn't do his job because my mother-in-law had been doing it for him. She worked for him during the 2000s when my husband was in high school. This is important because during this time, her husband and my father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. He battled it for years, but eventually he passed away from it in January of 2011. The only reason my mother-in-law put up with his shit and the job was because she needed the health insurance for her husband's chemo since he couldn't work, which Greg took full advantage of because he knew she couldn't afford to lose her job. During the times he fought and she had to take off work to take care of him, her boss would send her home with work because he couldn't do any of it himself. Her husband was dying from cancer and he was still sucking every last drop of work out of her he could. He was and is still a very shitty person. So fast forward to the funeral. She hadn't worked for him in like 6 years, and to see him there was just a slap to the face. Now, I'm not sure how funeral processions work in other countries, but in the States, there's a very specific order. First, obviously, is the hearse, and after that is the closest living relatives. Since my husband was an only child and his father had already passed, he was the closest living relative. Now, she did have 3 brothers, so they followed in the car behind us. Then her cousin, then everyone else. As we are making our way to the cemetery, I see someone cut in front of her brothers. I turn around and lo and behold, it's her ex-boss. I was like pissed. He then tried to cut in front of us. Like, who the hell does this? You are her ex-boss that she hated. My husband and her brothers were her family, and I thought it couldn't get worse, but it did. Since we couldn't make it up there until the day before the funeral, we didn't have a say in the preacher who did the eulogy. He was shit. He stumbled on his words. He quarter-assed it, and obviously didn't know anything about her. It was so awkward. But after he spoke, before my husband gets a chance to stand up and speak about her ex-boss gets up. He starts talking about Maria and all the work that she did working for him and how she did everything and she was his work wife. Gag. And he talked at length about his work with the county and how they helped the community and just kept patting himself on the back. But the motherfucking icing on the shit cake was he said that her work for him when my husband was a teenager directly inspired her to adopt my husband from Paraguay when he was a baby. Like, you are self-absorbed that you think that what you do is so important that it inspired her to adopt 15 years earlier? I was squeezing my husband's hand so hard during all this that I was about to break it. We didn't say anything out of respect for his mom, but this is why I say when I die, please tell everyone I hate off. Let them know exactly how I felt and even throw hands IDGAF. Now for the advice. You told your story very well, and let me say, Greg, if you're reading this, someone in Texas also thinks you're a big dick. FY Greg for not being a good human. We actually just moved back to his neighborhood home from Texas, so I've got a few people in Texas that hate him for that too. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.